I'm going to be building a team using only Premier League transfers from this summer. So the player, if they want to get in this team, they have to have moved to a Premier League team this summer. So the first player, the goalkeeper, we're playing a 4-3-3 for those of you that are listening on the That Football Stats podcast. You can search for that on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcasts. The first player, the goalkeeper, is David Raya, signed by Arsenal, not played yet. So this is a team for the next 5 years, shall we say, in the Premier League. We want this team to challenge for the title and then eventually win the Champions League. Let's go right back next. This was a bit of a tough one, actually. In my mind, it's Livramento, and I'm going to go with Livramento. Max Aarons was a close second, I think, at Bournemouth. So Livramento at right back. Centre back is going to be, and it's not the ideal situation, but it's going to be a couple of left-footed players. First up, Mickey van der Ven. What a start he has had to his Tottenham career. He looks a really classy defender, very hard to get off the ball. He's quick, he's tall, he's strong. And the guy next to him is Gvardiol. Can't really leave him out of this team, can I? Potentially one of the best defenders in the world in the next 5 years, so he's got to be in this team. But I have a good idea on who my left-back is, so Gvardiol is going to play left centre-back. On to left-back then, and I'm going to pick Lewis Hall. I think he's got a very big future ahead of him, and he's signed for Newcastle on loan initially, but I think that's just due to FFP, mandatory fee. Will make that deal permanent at the end of the season, and yeah, you can see him really improving under Eddie Howe at Newcastle, because the left-back's been a bit of a tricky situation for them. Dan Burn isn't a left-back by trade. He's been doing a good job, but you expect Lewis Hall, once he's settled and fit, he's going to be playing a lot of games for Newcastle this season. Now then, in midfield, the holding midfielder, it's going to be Declan Rice. Don't need to explain this one too much, I don't think. Declan Rice goes in there. On the left of him, we are going to have Kovacic. He's a great player anyway, just 29 years old. I think they've got a bargain, to be honest, Manchester City, as they always seem to do. I was looking the other day at transfer fees for them, and they paid, I think it was 18 million for Alvarez. I mean, how much is he worth now? 60, 70, 80? It's just baffling, isn't it, when you see some of the fees paid for Mudryk, Sancho, Antony, and then you get Man City just going out and buying Alvarez for 18 million. It's incredible business, and they just seem to keep on doing it. So the midfield is Kovacic and Rice so far, and on the right side of that midfield we are going to add Dominik Szoboszlai from Liverpool. What a player, what a start to his Liverpool career, and coming to the Premier League as if he'd been playing there for years. Got a great engine on him, but he's also got real quality. So Szoboszlai is in, hopefully not murdering the pronunciation of that name. I didn't know how to spell it. I had to Google it to even find it on this lineup builder. Now, on left wing, he might not really be playing left wing in this system. I'd expect him to come deep and just be involved in the play, but it is James Maddison. He has been one of the signings of the season, one of the players of the season so far, just orchestrating everything that has been good about this Tottenham team. And on the right side of this attack, I'm actually going to have another Tottenham player. This was a tricky position, but I'm going to go with Brennan Johnson. I think if you're looking at right wingers that did transfer, you've got Doku at City, of course. You've got Cole Palmer, who signed around the same time as Brennan Johnson did. Cole Palmer in at Chelsea. I think Brennan Johnson, for me, he's got more football experience, even at the young age that he is. He's played many games in the Championship, and he's actually playing football from the off, whereas Cole Palmer is coming on when Manchester City are already 2 or 3-0 up. I think Cole Palmer still needs that football experience, if you know what I mean. But Brennan Johnson has got that in abundance, and I think he'll come into this team, into this hypothetical team, but also into Tottenham's team, and do very well. Now, who's going to lead the line? There's been a few centre-forward transfers, hasn't there? I'm going to go with Man United's Højlund. I think if we're building a team for the next 5 years, he's 20, he's very aggressive. I like the way he plays, and I think if you've got players like James Maddison on the pitch, Szoboszlai who can find this guy in behind as well, and then Brennan Johnson who's going to stretch that defence, he is going to be my number 9, and it's a team for the next 5 years, and it has to be made up of players that have been brought in as a striker. You know, you've got Nicholas Jackson, he could have made the team. Neil Maupay could have made that. He would never make the team, but he could have made the team because he's transferred this summer. So Højlund is in then, and the complete team is David Raya. Let me know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube what you think of this team, who you would change. Have I forgotten somebody? I did this sort of off the cuff at the top of my head, and these are the best players in my mind right now. I might have missed a glaring player, a super striker, a winger or something, but it's David Raya, Livramento, Van de Ven, Gvardiol, Lewis Hall, Szoboszlai, Declan Rice, Kovacic, and then up top, Brennan Johnson, Højlund and Maddison. Very balanced front three, I think. You've got a bit of everything in that front three. Same goes with the midfield, I think. You've got Declan Rice who can hold. Kovacic is going to get up and down, and Szoboszlai, he's like a Duracell bunny. He's just not going to stop running for 90 minutes, 120 if you're in the Champions League. Lewis Hall, Gvardiol, Van de Ven, Livramento, very, very good technical defensive unit, but there's also a bit of weakness on those wing backs. Let's be honest, I do acknowledge that, especially Livramento just coming back from injury. Let me know what you would change and if I've missed anybody, and thank you for watching.